and the delegations work very closely together, and one of those leading that effort is the gentleman from California, Ms. Tauscher, and I yield to 2.5 minutes.
Gentleman from California is recognized for 2.5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to engage in colloquy with Chairman Frank. I want to thank Chairman Frank for his leadership and for crafting this very, very important bill. I've been very proud to work on this issue with my colleague, Subcommittee Chairwoman Waters, the head of our congressional delegation, Ms. Lofgren, and Mr. Cardoza from a neighboring district of mine in California. In California, we have among the highest rates of foreclosure in the country. 68% of the home sales in my district of Solano County are foreclosed properties. Home values in the Bay Area have fallen 40% since their peak in 2007. Further, thousands of my constituents owe more than their home's value and have little incentive to stay in their homes. I appreciate the efforts of the chairman and the committee to work to direct a portion of TARP funds to foreclosure mitigation. And I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for including language in this bill that will address areas with high foreclosure rates. For too long, we have not addressed the root causes of this crisis. As we move forward with this legislation, I'd like to continue to work with Chairman Frank and the committee to help address the areas hardest hit by high foreclosure rates, declining home values, and rising unemployment. I believe it is important we address the crisis in these disaster areas, and I ask the chairman to help me provide relief to these victims. I yield to the chairman.
The gentlewoman would yield. I completely agree with her statement, and she knows, because she was a major part of this, there's an amendment, including the Maddox Amendment, that was authored by herself and her colleague from California, Mr. Cardoza, whose eloquence on behalf of people facing foreclosure cannot fail to move anyone who listens to him. And that says that beyond the current foreclosure relief that will be in this bill, and it will be the only foreclosure relief we'll get if this money isn't made available, we are mandating that a further study be made to help people who might be facing foreclosure in the future and to deal with the broader aspects of the problem. So I thank the united efforts of the people of California, the members from California, for helping improve this bill, and I give them my commitment that as chairman of the committee, I will be working with them to go further.
I want to thank Chairman Frank for recognizing that California has been particularly hard hit, and look forward to working with him and my other colleagues to ensure that federal foreclosure mitigation efforts effectively address these areas that have been most affected by the economic crisis. And I yield back the balance of my time, and I urge everyone's support for the bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back my time.
Gentlewoman yields back. Gentleman from Alabama.